to intimidate me, threaten my life, blackmail and extort me in an attempt to steal my entire company and make me walk away with virtually nothing.
It's your boy Ski, and today we're going to be reacting to BitBoy, or should I say Ben Armstrong rather, his leaked audio clips. I'm going to give you my unbiased remarks on how I actually feel. I'm going to be a sort of mediator of sorts, so let's get into it.
We are not talking crypto. Today I'm going to be discussing two audio calls I have in my possession. One from TJ Shed. The other one from Carlos Diaz, aka Larry Smith. Not scared of you, Carlos. The fact that anybody's scared of you is hilarious, actually, now that I understand your intricate plot. Guys, as you listen to these calls, I'm going to be breaking down what's happening in these calls, and you guys are going to understand who is lying, who is telling the truth. To the Hit Network employees, by the end of this video, I promise you, there will be zero doubt.
By the way, I don't know if you can think that who is lying based off of his point of view, but we'll continue. By the way, I think just to preface with my view, I haven't seen this yet. I think that they are both have been doing bad things and has caused them to be in this situation. So I'm not on either side because I think they're both wrong. But let's just watch the video.
That TJ, Carlos, and Justin have extorted me, and they have blackmailed me. We all know about the death threats. There will be no question about this after these videos, just so you understand, or just after this video, after this audio plays. This is so bad and so damning because you have to understand, when I recorded these 2 weeks ago, I didn't know everything that I know today. I went back and listened to these calls and I realized now that all the pieces are into place, you're going to see the kind of person that TJ is, and you're going to see the kind of person that Carlos is.
Well, let's see it.
You're going to hear me, Ben Armstrong, scared, confused, hurt, not understanding what's happening, still willing to be merciful. You're going to hear TJ, robotic, and he doesn't know what's going on at his own building. He doesn't know what's going on with Carlos. You're going to hear Carlos come on later and expose that. And you're also going to hear Carlos scared like a little bitch because he's extorted me and he knows it, and he's desperately trying to get me to audibly say on a call that he did not extort me from my Lamborghini. TJ knew. TJ called the shot. We're going to go over all this. Let's get started.
All right, so just right off the rip, first impressions are BitBoy is taking this very personally. And I understand that some things, such as death threats against your family, that is personal. And sometimes people do make things personal. But it seems like this whole endeavor has been made personal to Ben Armstrong.
This is the beginning of my call with TJ. Now let me set this up. TJ and I were supposed to mediate, and we agreed to no phones, no recordings for our mediation. I chose the third-party mediator, Dave Thiel, Thiel. He works for C12, a Christian organization that TJ and I were both a part of, which is hilarious at this point. The fact that TJ ran a conspiracy, extorted, blackmailed me, threatened to kill my family, and still at C12, TJ? Is that what you're doing? Still go into the Christian organization after you threatened to kill me? Dave Thiel.
By the way, I hate this. I hate it when people do this. That would be equivalent to saying someone who's trying to lose weight. I know that threatening to kill someone is a very serious allegation, but this little concept that he just did, I've seen so many people do it before. It would be like if someone is trying to lose weight who is well overweight, perhaps even obese, and they eat a cupcake. It's like, aha, are you still trying to lose weight? Aha, I got you. Like, I see so many people do this with people's faith, and it's pretty disgusting. But let's continue.
This guy, I chose the third-party mediator. TJ, as you'll see, decides not to do the mediation. He calls Dave, and instead of Dave calling me privately and explaining to me what TJ has told him, they both ambush me in a supposed phone a phone call to explain we're not mediating. Dave, TJ lied to you, my friend. You should have called me. It's going to look like you're involved in this. I know that you're not. Dave Teal is not involved in this, but it's going to sound very suspicious as we go on here. So let's start this call. We're going to start it. The first 45 seconds are pretty much blank.
Hey, what's up? I heard some.
TJ would not talk to me. Carlos was acting as the mediator on behalf of he was an agent for the company, Vumeo and Network, on behalf of TJ and Justin. Carlos and Justin refused to let me talk to TJ. They wanted to insulate him. As you'll see, he says we're no longer doing mediation. Now, since this is only on a phone recording, I'm totally within my rights here to be able to record this phone conversation because we didn't agree to not record a phone conversation. We agreed not to record an in real life meeting of mediation. I also want you to keep in mind, right before this meeting, I've finally got access to our organizing documents, and I know TJ doesn't have a leg to stand on here, but he tries to make me confused, me think I'm going to prison, make me think I've done wrong things. You hear me say I haven't. That's the setup for this call.
Hey, it's real. Yes, I've got Dave here. I know. I want to talk. Yep.
Here we go.
We're not going to be able to do the any kind of in-person meeting today, just because of the nature of the whole situation. There's just too much, going on. I don't know what the heck is real and what's going on. I don't know who to trust. I know I want to talk to you. I know you wanted to talk to me.
It's a lie. You never talk to me.
I don't know, but I assume nobody wants to be in this situation. And yeah, so I wanted to talk with you. I mean, I saw your thing. Your non-negotiable is not separating. So I don't, I just want to hear where your head's at, man. I think. Are you against that? I mean, yeah, I have to be. I have to separate, man. We have to go at this point. It's not, there's too many lines that have been crossed. You and we have to go our separate ways. Not out of malice. Like, I still want the best for you, and I have to. You and I have to be separated. But why?
And when TJ says separated, just so you know, he means I separate from the company and give him the company. That's what he means. That's going to be very key in a little bit.
So I can already tell, like, he is taking this extremely personal, and maybe things were conspired against him. But I don't know. You should separate business from your home, from your personal. The 4 agreements: never take things any personally. That is rule number 2. He's taking things very, very, very personal.
Why can we not talk? Because, what do you mean by you don't know what's real? Because that's the whole thing here is you and I haven't talked. So neither one of us know what is real.
I'm still under the illusion that Carlos is calling the shots over TJ and over Justin at this point. I know that's not true now. I know Justin and TJ were calling the shots on Carlos. What TJ's trying to do here is he's trying to pretend like he's under someone else's control. Listen to what he's saying.
And so because of that, I believe that we're both being led in a certain direction by Carlos. I mean, let's just name it. He threatened to kill me. I don't know if you know that. He absolutely threatened to murder me. He told my wife that he's extorting me. If I did not pay him $3.2 million, he was going to put me under the concrete. And then he said this to my wife. And then he said, when I called him on it, because we have it recorded, he said, no, I meant put you in prison. That's what I'm facing. And I'm not facing prison because I haven't done anything wrong that faces prison. But I'm facing reputationally.
By the way, either way, if someone threatens you with 6 feet under or 6 feet under the bars, that's still a disgusting threat to do to a man personally and his family. So I understand him actually taking Carlos, if this is true, that personal, because that in fact is personal. But my point is he's taking all of it, everything personal.
The fact that everything is being held against me right now. And I don't know what's I don't know if the problem is between you and me. The problem seems to be a third party that has taken over our building and our business.
Justin Williams and TJ Shad allowed Carlos Diaz, a gangster, to come into our building and take it over. The hostile environment and the hostile tension and the people being scared and me being scared, all coming from Carlos, directed by TJ and Justin.
And if you are siding with that party, then I guess you have to be involved in it. And that's why I wanted to talk away from everybody else, because I don't know what you're operating under. You and I have...
You're going to find out a little bit later. Carlos is in the room with him.
You and I have not gotten to talk.
No, and it's this, what I'm operating, where I'm at this point, and it's, my hands are tied. I don't know.
Once again, I'm not in control of things.
I don't know where the heck Carlos stands on stuff. I have no idea either. He's
liar,
all over the place.
Yeah.
Liar.
Well, he blackmailed me for the Lamborghini.
This is key.
Yeah.
Hear the hesitation. Do you hear his break there? He doesn't know how to respond because he knows that this occurred. He's lying. He's about to say, I didn't know about that. Where's the money for the Lamborghini, TJ? What did you do with it? Where's the money for the Lamborghini? At the office this week, TJ has been telling all the employees that there's no issue with the Lamborghini. It was a company car. It was a company car. He could sell it. No problem. Then why, TJ, did you not sign the title? Why did you not sign the title and hand it over to Carlos if you were able to sell it on behalf of the company? Why? Because he couldn't. He sent Carlos to extort me and make me sign it over under duress, knowing I've been under death threat. These people knew that. TJ knew this for 100%. The fact that TJ's trying to say he didn't know what happened to the Lamborghini, this is an all-out lie, guys. And if you're in this building at Hit Network, you need to listen to this stuff. You need to pay attention. TJ is the biggest liar that has ever existed in the history of mankind. And he's so great. He's a sociopath. He's so great at emotionally manipulating the employees to feel like he cares and he's on their side. I want you to listen to this call and understand this man has no care. You'll hear me in here. Ben, I love you. Ben, I care about your family. But every action that he's taken shows otherwise.
All right, so whether what he just claimed is true or not, I think that they probably are conspiring against him to that degree. I don't know. I will say, as far as TJ goes, because I've been kind of hard on Ben right now, I'm going to be hard on TJ. The most despicable, disgraceful thing that a man can ever utter to another man is, my hands are tied. That is disgusting. That is despicable. That is disgraceful. That is, if we have not learned anything from COVID, if COVID has taught you nothing, it is stand up for what is right, regardless of what the consequences may be. My hands are tied. What that means to me is, I know that this is wrong, but I need to watch you get slaughtered instead of me. I choose me over you. And that is despicable, disgraceful, especially because the way that I understand it is Ben and TJ are co-owners. So that's not even true. Your hands aren't tied. But someone's to say, my hands are tied there is no man that should ever utter those phrases. That's not even beta male activities. That is gamma male activities. That is beneath even a beta male. That is disgusting, despicable, disgraceful. my hands are tied. I will allow you to get slaughtered so that I don't. Disgusting. And I have, honestly, less respect for TJ. Point blank.
No, I don't.
And you said you didn't even know about that.
No,
he told me that that you knew about this for
Here's
sure,
later.
and that there's some kind of lawsuit in the building against me from for humping Nick DeMondi or something like that.
Nick DeMondi, the guy who forever wants to be known as the guy that Big Boy humped, apparently, by making this up.
And Jack came back apparently, and Jack brought a bunch of lawyers to the building.
This was all false. More lies they told me.
And because of that, he needed the money that you were asking for the money in order to pay off these lawsuits.
No, I can't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that.
He doesn't know anything about any of that. Doesn't know one thing about any of that.
About what Carlos is telling you about it. What I
Notice what he says. He goes, he's always trying to wiggle his way out of what he knows is true. He says, I don't know anything about I don't know anything about what Carlos has told you about that. No, TJ knows.
can't.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. I don't know about a man who I hired. I'm not buying that for a second.
I can tell you is that when the attorneys came and people started making statements, I was shocked. That's the stuff that started coming out.
Of course, when you coerce your employees to say bad things about the person you just kicked out and said was a horrible person and stealing from them, of course, they're going to say bad things.
And at this point, everything that I'm doing is, and I know it may not feel that way, is I still care about you and your long-term interests and taking care of your family. I care about Bethany. I care about your kids. I care about you as a person. I don't want to see you in any kind of long-term trouble, but...
Do you hear the threat? Do you hear the threat?
No, I don't hear the threat. I will say, though, I don't hear any threat. I will say, though, as far as, like, TJ, like, as man-to-man discussing business, another man's family should never utter out of your mouth. Again, that is despicable, disgraceful, disgusting. If I'm talking business with a man, I am never going to bring his wife and children into the matter, into the affair. Very shameful behavior. I don't think it's a threat, but still, just to bring it up is shameful.
What you've done this I don't want to see you in long-term trouble. The psyop they tried to create in my brain, and you hear the struggle of, I haven't done anything. What are you saying I've done? I'm going to prison, I guess. Based on what? Nobody knows.
Just like you and I can't.
But what does that mean? But what does that mean? Like, since this began, everything has been vague, and that's how I don't know what's real and what's not real. I have no idea what's real and what's not real, because basically the way that I look at this for 100% is that, like, I'm being blackmailed and extorted. Like, all of this stuff are threats. These are all threats that have been made towards me. Not stop. Hold on, let me turn this stupid thing off.
I'm good with tech, guys. Really good with tech.
I don't know how to turn this off.
I don't know any threats or extortion. All I know is, from
Really?
my communication with you, I got backed into a corner where there was really only one option as far as, what we could do legally. And, you were attacking me for weeks.
Really? Okay. So right here, what you're about to see is I'm about to bring up the Telegram AMA, where I called out all the people that were involved in this plot and what they were doing. I clearly say here, I didn't lie. Everything I told was true. And notice, TJ just skips right past that. He doesn't address that at all. Why? Because he knows he can't reference it, because everything that I said in that AMA is true.
I mean, I wasn't attacking you for weeks. I did one AMA where I said, and everything that I said was true. I didn't lie about anything.
I'm saying you were attacking me
Oh.
hear, what text over. It wasn't for.
He's trying right here to make it sound like I've attacked him and I've done all this bad stuff to him. And I'm saying, what are you talking about, TJ? And he just keeps saying the vagueness over and over and over and over again. TJ's now claiming that he wants to go on Altcoin Daily and Cryptos R Us and Crypto Banner, and he wants to go do. And by the way, guys, if you let him on your show,
he already went on there. So if you want me to react to that video, let me know in the comments. That video has already been posted, and I'll react to his side as well.
I will never speak to you again. I will never speak to you again if you let TJ on your show, ever. This man's a liar.
Well, I guess he can't speak to Altcoin Daily because he already did it.
He's spreading propaganda. He's tried to destroy my life. And if any of you consider yourselves on any level to be my friend, you will not allow this man on your show. No one will. He cannot be allowed to spew this. He's now claiming I threatened his life and him and his wife are scared. It never happened. Normal people file police reports like me and my wife did when we were threatened by a credible threat, Carlos Diaz, aka Larry Smith. TJ and Allie did not do that. And it's interesting, in this entire call, there's not one mention of me intimidating him or talking about threatening him or where his life is on the line. He's trying to create this general vagueness of attacks. There were attacks. Nothing specific, no evidence, no credibility.
Because it was only 7 days from the time for the. Okay, go ahead.
Hey,
You made it very. Sorry.
go ahead, TJ, and then I want to interject something, but go ahead, TJ.
I was just basically. You made it very clear that there was no. You and I were not going.
I want you to hear this, guys. This is the key to really this entire thing. TJ did not kick me out of the company because I did anything wrong. TJ's about to explain why he kicked me out of the company. It's because I told him.
First of all, let me just say, as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, I think that this was obviously a critical flaw on Ben by structuring his company in a way that would be even allowed to happen in the first place. I'm never having a clause in my company where someone has enough stake or there's a clause or a loophole where I can be kicked out of my own company. I think that once you allow that to happen, in some regard, you have to understand that had to have been the plan all along. Once you allow a clause where you can be kicked from your own company, you had to have known in the back of your head that was the plan all along. So I think that was an error on Ben's part, and I think it was disgusting that they did that and exploited him. But let's continue.
We needed to separate and I was done with him. Meaning, I was telling him, me as 67% owner, I'm kicking you out of the company. And when he realizes that, he says he had no choice but to do what he did. I wanted to separate from him. So when I go out of town, him and Justin Williams and Carlos launched this plan to get rid of me using a clause. It's weird. No one cared about this until I told TJ that he was done.
Like, how did you even let that clause in, though, is my thing.
Going forward. We were not moving forward. We were done. We were separating. You made that very clear. And you communicated.
From the time for the. Okay, go ahead.
Hey,
You made it very. Sorry.
go ahead, TJ, and then I want to interject something, but go ahead, TJ.
I was just basically. You made it very clear that there was no. You and I were not going forward. We were not moving forward. We were done. We were separating. You made that very clear, and you communicated to me. And I didn't, and you knew that I didn't really want that.
I'm 67% owner, TJ. You don't get a choice.
Right?
So how did he? Like, how was there a clause that you put in your own company where this was even possible? That's my question.
Okay.
And I had no choice. And this has gone way further than any.
Whoa. You were going to fire me and you left me no choice. Now, this is an impromptu sort of phone call. Maybe he didn't speak entirely clearly and concisely, but that sounds pretty damning. That sounds pretty damning.
Anything?
He had no choice but to make up allegations to expel me from the company so I would not fire him. Wake up, Hit Network employees. Wake up. He admits it. He admits it right here.
All right, hold up. Let's chill out. Because about making up allegations, I think that there were enough things that Ben himself did wrong. No one's perfect. However, if you don't do these type of things, such as the affair, such as relapsing, everyone knows, or a lot of people know, that Ben has had a history with addiction. So putting yourself back in these situations like that, not that many allegations need to be made up to where it doesn't look good and you're putting yourself in a bad situation in the first place.
He had nothing. I fired him. Then he launches this plan. And they're using something called the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. I was told today by an employee who has been on the corporate computers and says that in the cookies are these books, 48 Laws of Power and 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. One of the strategies of war is to get your opponent and take all the people that are on your side, create committees and create teamwork, and make sure everyone understands that's on your team. You have to corporately and together go after the person that is the villain. TJ made me the villain when I left the building that day. And he had a plan to overthrow me and expel me and hopefully go to the employees and find things maybe that I've done wrong and then retroactively try to say that these are the reasons why we need to separate. Guys, he literally says it right there. Go listen to it.
That all may be true. Maybe he did conspire a plan, a grand scheme, 33 strategies of war. It's probably true based on what he's saying. And like two things can be true at one time. Not or that's probably true, or that's probably true, and loose lips sink ships. Like, why in the world, as a CEO, as a business owner, would you go and tell the biggest person under you, basically the vice president, that, hey, I'm going to fire you, and then not actually do it and go on a 2-week-long vacation? That to me is crazy. Loose lips sink ships. Never ever tell your adversary your plan. Why would you reveal your plan? He's referring to the 48 Laws of Power and the 33 Strategies of War. Literally, one of the laws of power is never let them know your full plan. So why would you do that? That was a critical error on his part, in my opinion. Even if what he's saying is true, why in the world would you say, I'm going to have to fire you? You own 33% of the company, allegedly, according to Ben, and then just go on a 2-week-long vacation. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, what could have possibly happened besides that?
I ever would have thought. This is way out of my control. This last week or 2 weeks was the most stressful, other than my divorce. That was the most
You
stressful
did
week
this,
of my
TJ.
life. I am at my wit's end.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you and me both.
I know you are. That's why I'm talking to you right now, and I'll be honest with you, the reason I can't talk to you right now is because,
once again, I'm not in control, but I'm willing to throw you this one little thing
of what the council is, and I still am talking to you because I care about you as a human and as a person, and I
lie.
I don't want any of this, man. And once it started,
does
yes,
want
this is much bigger than me, and what I can't.
Remember, it's much bigger than him. This is bigger than TJ.
Yeah,
There's Someone above TJ calling the shots.
Yeah, the only person above TJ is Ben. So in that regard, like that's there. It's not. That's the whole. My hands are tied. Like who's tying them? You? Like I don't buy that for a second out of TJ. Not 1 second. And it's disgraceful. It's a lack of accountability, and it's a lack of backbone. It's a lack of manhood. Like the words, like that one just is like, just the my hands are tied is like that phrase is less than beta. It is gamma, the absent of a backbone, the less backbone than an octopus is what a man would say. That utter that phrase.
Here, I'll tell you very specifically what I can tell you. They are conducting an internal
Who is they?
Who is that?
investigation.
Okay, once again,
to
remember
make
this, guys.
sure
Remember this, guys.
No, that the company.
Remember this.
Right.
They are
I
conducting.
still am talking to you.
Yeah, I hate it when people say they. I hate it when they say they. I hate it when people say they. Like, no, be specific.
Because I care about you as a human. I don't want any of this, man. And once it started, yes, this is much bigger than me. And what I can here, I'll tell you very specifically what I can tell you. They are conducting an internal investigation to make sure that the company doesn't have to do any kind of self-reporting to any kind of government agencies or anything like that.
I'm in trouble with the SEC, the FBI, the IRS, the DEA, the FDA, the Department of Homeland Security, the Oval Office, any organization in the government. Like, ooh, we've got stuff we have to report to them. Guys, it's clear who's been in charge of the finances in the company at this point. It's TJ Shed and Timothy Shed alone. Decker Bobbin was also one of the people who was in charge of the finances, but he's no longer there. But all of those people are liable and accountable for what occurred on those books. I've never once laid eyes on the books at my company. It's not my role. It's my...
Okay, that's a crazy thing to say. Again, the lack of accountability on both parts. As a CEO, as a business owner, like that is the same thing that Sam Bankman-Fried was saying when FTX collapsed. I'm the smartest man in the room, every room he walks into, but also he has no idea what's going on. I don't like either that is a bull-faced lie out of Ben, or no and here, or the lack of accountability, the lack of management, the lack of being a CEO and rallying your troops at your company is so egregious that ill consequences almost needed to happen. And I by the way, shout out to his wife. Not to make things, whatever, but if anything, and I don't know what she's done, I don't care, but I have respect for her as a human being beyond just being a human being, because Ben, at his lowest moment, lost his company, lost his Lamborghini, lost all of his money, because apparently all of his funds were in the company, so he doesn't have any crypto, lost his channel, had an affair, allegedly relapse of sorts, and she would have had every right to fold on him, and she didn't. So as a human being, that is commendable of some sorts. I don't know, but him saying that I've never seen the books is crazy. That's crazy. Like, you deserve for bad things to happen if you have no oversight at all. Like, you just let them run all the way. Like, come on, bro. That's the same thing that Sam Bankman-Fried said. Literally the same words that uttered his mouth. And I understand letting people do their job, but to never look at it is crazy.
My CFO's role, TJ's dad.
I don't know what's the result
And
of that.
again, like, why would you put yourself in that predicament? Why would you you don't poop where you eat. So why is his dad the CFO in the first place? Like, that's crazy.
Right now, you know, and the
Okay.
the sooner it stops,
Sure.
the better for everybody. I think is what they're telling me. But they're also telling me I can't tell you specifically what's going on because it's illegal.
That's
Confusion.
illegal.
They wanted me to be confused. Guys, there is no they. There is a lawyer hired by TJ Shed in order to try to find something that I've done wrong that I have not done wrong. He called them in to try to find, but TJ's also scared because him and his dad have cooked the books. And so someone has to come in and get leverage against me without opening the Hit Network books.
Again, him saying that like that's illegal, that's crazy. That's like, what's illegal? Like that's so full of crap. But again, never looking at the books. Like if that's true, that's very poor management. That's not good. That's literally the same type of behavior that we just learned from Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX collapse. So I don't know. I'm chalking a lot of this misfortune certainly for Ben, and it is unfortunate. It's definitely not good, and I don't wish ill will on anybody. But I think you could chalk it up to putting yourself in a predicament, your own self, that you should have never been in for people to be able to exploit in the first place. And I think you can definitely chalk a lot of that up to mismanagement on Ben's part.
So I don't know what the fuck. And then I got Carl
So
saying all
TJ, TJ, let me interject something. So Ben, you're maybe hearing that for the first time. So
Hearing what?
hopefully you can appreciate
So
the
stupid.
counsel given TJ.
Guys, you hire the lawyer doesn't hire you.
That's true.
You get to tell the lawyer what to do. The lawyer may have his own opinions of what to do, but you manage it. He's making it seem like the lawyers are working with government agencies and they're inside of the Hit Network building, and they're trying to make me question what I've done in my life. They're trying to make me scared and confused. That's been this entire thing.
And indirectly to you and me is
Yeah, it's a blame game from all parties.
the
Indirectly.
timing of this meeting today.
No, Dave. No, Dave.
No.
TJ told you. This was not indirectly. TJ directly told you what the deal was on a call before you got on here and mediated. How fair is it, Dave, for a
Dave.
mediator who's supposed to be a neutral third party to have a private conversation with one of the parties without alerting the other party?
Today,
If
is not for-
if that's true, that's pretty messed up. You got to give him that one. I mean, you can see it in his eyes.
today. Now,
So
maybe
disappointed in
down
Dave.
the road,
We're not just mad, we're
TJ,
disappointed, Dave.
which I am a believer in because God's word's real clear. Don't take things to the court between brothers in Christ.
Okay. All right. Whoa. Listen. That face right there says it all from Ben. First of all, I am not a biblical scholar. I have read the Bible all the way through. I'm not a biblical scholar. I take it pretty seriously. Him saying it's pretty clear not to take it to court. I'm not saying that does not exist in the Bible. I've read the entire thing. I don't remember ever reading that in the Bible. Saying it's pretty clear. I don't know that is the case. That's pretty clear. And I think it is despicable when people interject religion to sort of make their own points. When they make the Bible or any religion fit whatever agenda that they're trying to push here. I think that is clearly what's going on at this moment in time.
TJ's not a brother in
But
Christ. He already sold his
that
soul.
aside, the council.
Okay, well, there's that.
Given is not to have the meeting and not to have conversations until
Right.
they finish up with their due diligence. And that
It doesn't say that in the
I
Bible.
understand
Like,
that,
that's
but-
crazy.
that puts
TJ and I are the owners of the company,
Yeah,
and we have
well-
the ability to pull all this back.
Well, that puts handcuffs on TJ and it puts handcuffs on you right now.
Oh, handcuffs.
Um,
Great language.
unfortunately. And so I can appreciate the difficulty of the
Shut up,
situation,
Dave. God,
but
you're useless.
TJ's got the trust of the council at this point.
Shut up, Dave.
Can I ask what you want, Ben,
Sure.
out of this? Like, what is what is?
I want you guys to hear the mercy from my side compared to what they're doing to me.
What do I want?
All I want at this point, and I'll be honest, is
I mean, to be fair, before we hear this, it's easy to be merciful on the side of the aisle that doesn't have anything. I do think that so far what I've heard in the conversation, outside of the lack of accountability, it does seem like there was a coordinated effort against Ben. And I do think that he's genuinely trying to work things out and work through things. And they are genuinely trying to screw him over in a coordinated effort. Again, though, the lack of accountability that of the actions that took place in the first place that put you in this situation is alarming. However, I think that he is genuinely trying to work through this, and they are genuinely trying to conspire or coordinate at least against him.
peace. You know, I don't hate you. I don't want to be mortal enemies of yours. I don't want.
Yes, you do.
You know, I want
You've been planning this
to be
forever.
able to move forward with my life. You know, and you move, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and not see devastation for all of us. I mean, this is. I know this is hard for you. I know this is terrible for you. I know. I can't imagine what your last week or two have been like either. You know, I can feel for
Emotional
that.
manipulation.
I don't want that for you, and I don't want it for me. Like, I want to move on in peace. You know, like, live my life, have a family. You know, I don't.
Yeah. Well, like that's what's so frustrating to me is, in the very beginning of this, all that I asked was that Justin move downstairs. That was it. That was it. That was the ask. Justin moves Vumio to a nice office. We make it incredible downstairs, and it makes sense because we're trying to. There needs to be some separation between me and them, anyways. Like, so that's all that had to happen, and you and I could have eventually worked it out. We could have eventually figured it out. Eventually. There could have been a time where we would have been tense and things would have been good.
Yeah,
but I wasn't gonna remove. I wasn't gonna remove you. I was never gonna remove.
So, like, why say it though? Loose lips sink ships. Never reveal your full like that. That was a critical error by him. Is to, hey, this isn't working out. We're probably gonna end up separating. Not do anything about it, and then just go on vacation for 2 weeks. Like, I mean, I get like where TJ would have concocted a plan if he feels like he's getting cut out of the pie. Does that make it right? No, it doesn't. But that was a critical error on his part.
You.
But that's
And if I
not-
did ask what, hold on, let me just finish real quick.
Yeah.
Is that when we were in the office and we had the big blow up, okay? We had the big blow up between the two of us. The fact is that even then, well, first of all, before then, I was willing for us to work it out in some way. Like, I was willing to let you come into work and do your job, and we could operate, and just our personal lives are going to be out of it.
Listen.
And so the point here is that it was after the blow up, things went to like a much, much different level. But the whole time, all I was going to do was buy you out and give you a nice offer. Or I didn't even care about that, TJ. You could have stayed owner. And this is still on the table.
Not anymore.
I would like
Not
to throw
anymore.
this out. This is
Not
still
anymore.
on the table.
It was then.
If you just step down from day-to-day operations and just basically retire, go to your house, collect your money, pursue whatever you want to pursue, I know you enjoy being at home with your wife and your kids, and you still will get to keep a third of the money, and I will run the entire thing, and there will be safeguards put in place. Your dad cannot be the CFO.
Listen to this. Listen to what I'm about to say. I tell him, even though his dad lost $3 million on Celsius, even though his dad has been involved in the plot, I'm still willing to let him still work there. He can't be CFO any longer, but listen.
I won't even fire your dad. Your dad can move to a different position if he wants to keep his job. Like, that's all that we had to do. And we can still come to that agreement, and you get the same amount of money you were going to get before. We can keep the steak deal. I'm willing to concede that. I'm willing to give you all your money, and we don't even have to legally separate.
So that sounds like a really good deal for anybody. However, playing the contrary here, saying that saying that we're going to have to separate, and then coming weeks later saying like all I was going to do was X, Y, and Z. At best, it is a lack of leadership. It's a lack of communication, of communicating clearly and concisely what was going to happen and taking action on those things. Like, you shouldn't have, like, again, it's a critical error, him just putting it out there. But I don't think it's fair to come back like 2 weeks later and say like, oh, I wasn't really going to fire you. Like, come on, this is a really good offer. Sounds like it's probably a desperation offer. At best, I don't think it was a very good job of communicating clearly and concisely. Again, I think a lot of this is falling on leadership and management accountability, these type of things. I think that what TJ did is despicable, and then also there's a lack of management, leadership, and accountability on Ben's part. But let's take a listen.
We can just do it in a way to where we end all the lawyers, we end everything. We close. You have the power to do that. We're the owners. We can tell people to stay out of our building. Like, the lawyers are not in charge. They don't have. They're only representing us legally. They're not criminal lawyers or civil lawyers. So it's easy for us to cancel all this, and you get the best of both worlds. You get all the money in the state deal. Everything comes back. Everything comes back.
Yeah.
And like,
TJ single-handedly lost the Stake deal. Stake contacted Hit Network and told them to remove their logos and ads from their videos because they would not be moving forward with them without me. And then TJ lied to the employees and told them that it was still coming back. Stake told them to take their logos off. They were already not paying them. They didn't want to be associated with Hit Network.
I think we're way over those lines. I understand where you're coming from. We're way past that because it's not.
We're way past the point where TJ and I can negotiate. The two owners of the business, me 67% and him 33%. No, TJ. You and I had all of the power together. There's no line that was crossed where someone else, remember, he's trying to make it sound like someone else is in charge.
This isn't about money. This isn't even about
money. I agree with that. If structurally what he's saying is true, I agree with what he's saying. This sounds to me very much loose lips, sink ships, and also greed of people trying to exploit a bad situation.
TJ and Ben,
There's some other things that go on in this call. We're going to move to the next call. What you need to understand here is that basically when it comes to that call, that was TJ talking to me on a mediation supposedly by himself that we're supposed to do that he canceled on me. He says he doesn't know anything about the Lamborghini. He doesn't want to negotiate right now or mediate. He's being controlled. Someone's telling him he's got to find something wrong with what I've done. Maybe report it to the IRS or the FBI. Funny thing is, TJ, I'm meeting with the FBI this week. And unlike Carlos's fake FBI agent Rico out of the Atlanta office that doesn't exist, I actually am talking to the real FBI this week. You guys better buckle up.
Again, loose lips sink ships. Like, why even say it?
Move on to this next one with Carlos.
Ben.
I want you guys to understand that here is the order of operations in that day. I received the operating agreement from our CPA from 2021. I see I'm still 67% owner and they had not taken me off. I then decide, against my better wishes, Cassie told me after we read the operating agreement that they don't have any leg to stand on and I should not mediate with him. Guys, Cassie's involved in this 100%. So I know I had an affair with her and I know that, me and my wife are trying to work things out, but she's intricately involved in this entire thing. And you're about to see Carlos bring her up several times. My uncle's role, who will be named in a lawsuit we're bringing, was to create dissension between Cassie and I and isolate me to make me think I had no one I can trust. That will come into play here. After TJ's robotic tone, unwillingness to negotiate, now we're switching over to Carlos and the aggression. And you will see him later in the same day doing the work on behalf of TJ and representing the companies, okay? This was right before I did a Twitter space as well. The night I did the Twitter space and I kept saying good things about Hit Network, it was because I was playing coy, because I was scared that because I was about to file another lawsuit, that Carlos Diaz was potentially going to kill me. This phone call is me drawing hard lines and hard boundaries with him, but at the same time, still trying to diffuse the situation so he's not going to kill me. So as this phone call plays out, you will see where it moves by the end, where I make the decision in the moment, come hell or high water, I'm going to stand my ground. And this was the moment on this phone call 2 weeks ago that everything changed for them.
Ben.
Carlos, what's up?
What's going on?
Not much. Look, I'm still operating under the agreement that me and TJ had today, which is there will be a time for mediation. That's what he told me. He said
them guys are willing to do a deal and make all the stuff go away. They're willing to do that.
They're willing to do the deal and make it all go away. I know he's a little hard to understand. He's not the smartest guy.
Ben, but you, man, listen. You have to stop the manipulation and thinking that you're holding the cards.
What specifically are you
You're not
talking
holding the cards, bro.
Fair.
You
Okay.
can go to the meeting. You can go to the meeting today. You call the meeting, I'll put my name in your mouth, tell my next story.
Okay, I want you to hear this. You started the mediation out today with me talking about extorting Carlos to TJ. How did Carlos know that? Did TJ go to him after the call and tell him? I doubt that. TJ and Justin Williams would have been in the room while TJ was talking to Dave the entire time. There's no doubt about that. You will see Carlos knew everything about that call.
Like,
All I asked him if he knew about what was going on. Like,
man,
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
everybody knew about what's going on, man. What you talking about? I'm extorting you, bro.
Everyone knows what's going on. TJ and Justin know what I'm doing. Why are you accusing me of extortion?
I got the text message. No. I got the text message.
Well, then he's lying to
and
me,
everything
Carlos.
right there.
Carlos, he's
Didn't
lying
you
to
text message? Didn't you text message? I just
Carlos is lying to me. TJ's lying to me then.
Huh? So,
TJ is lying to
I'm
me.
saying, did you see the text message from you and Cassie sent me? I'm asking, did you see that?
You guys can tell Carlos is a fast talker. All he wants to do is get you to agree. So he says, did you see a text message? Do you see a text message? Yeah. The text message said, you are forcing me to sell my Lamborghini. That's what the text message said. And then TJ's text to me back said, I don't know anything about that. What is it, Carlos?
Yeah, I saw what you sent me. I got it. I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dead there. Now let's move forward. That's dead there. All right? That's dead there right now.
Okay.
We ain't going nowhere by that.
But can I just say one thing, which is you have to understand, TJ lied to me. I asked TJ if he knew what was going on with the Lamborghini on Saturday or whatever day it was that I signed that over to you. I need to ask because it's his business. It's now his business. And so if I'm doing it,
Ben, you got the receipts. You got the receipts. I got the conversation.
Okay.
Cassie, the guy that Cassie. Ben, Cassie recorded it. I recorded it. Everybody had a deal. I put Cassie some money. You know this already. All right. If I was starting you, I'm the one saying, "Oh, I'll come back another day for you to sign the titles." All right. Just think about it. Okay. So.
Think about it. If I was going to extort you, I'd come back another day. I wouldn't do it the same day. That doesn't make sense. Carlos, you've never met a logical argument in your life.
So, and you say, no, I'll come meet you right now, go with my family. That don't sound like nobody starting nobody, Ben. Okay? So let's stop that, bro.
I told him I didn't want to meet because I was with my family because I didn't want to meet to sign over my Lamborghini. But he's forcing me to. And then he started texting Cassie and telling her she needed to encourage me to come sell the Lamborghini, hand the Lamborghini over to him. Not sell it because I got no money. To come hand the Lamborghini over to him so we can end this and make a deal.
Stop it. That won't play well in court. You will go to jail.
I'm going to jail for his extortion.
That's going to happen with that. That's another crime you're going to commit, all right?
I committed another crime because Carlos extorted me.
And I also got recording from somebody right on that you talked to, from them recording you. You ain't even have the half of what I have. You ain't understand what's happening right now.
Hey, Uncle Tim. Hey, Uncle Tim.
I keep telling you, you're playing checkers. And I'm telling you right now, I have been your friend. Justin has been your friend. Trying to get this deal done.
You can see Carlos and Justin linked together. We've been trying to be your friend by trying to force you to say illegal things on the phone. We've been trying to be your friend by extorting you over the Lamborghini.
Done. Trying to get it done, Ben. We've been trying to get it done.
He works for Justin.
You keep
Listen.
going in your corner and going in there thinking that you're going to create some things and come back with a different situation. And all them people trying to do is get a deal done, sign off it for these allegations to go away, satisfy the...
Sign off. All you got to do is do a deal and they'll make the allegations go away. It's weird, isn't it? If the allegations were real, why would they not be addressed?
People that got the allegations to go away, and that's it. You don't want to play ball.
I do. I tried to mediate with TJ today.
I did.
And on the way to mediation, he calls me and tells me he's not going to meet with me.
Because we got somebody right beside, because they have somebody. Listen to me, Ben. I'm gonna say it one more time. Please listen.
Uncle Tim.
You think you have friends? You don't. You have.
The plan was to make me believe that Cassie is the one that's telling all the information to Carlos and TJ, trying to make me think that Carlos and Cassie actually had a relationship before I even knew him, when in reality they were preying on the trust of my Uncle Tim, who was like a father to me growing up. I was more of a son to him than any of his real kids have ever been.
See, that's personal.
And he chose to backstab me, and he chose to give all of the information and explain every step of every lawsuit I was pursuing in order to throw up roadblocks so Justin and TJ and Carlos could continue.
Again, though, loose lips sink ships. Like, he couldn't have done it if you didn't tell him. Why are you telling everybody your full plan? Obviously, they're going to arm themselves with a counter to your offense. I understand that's your uncle, but play your cards close.
To intimidate me, threaten my life, blackmail and extort me in an attempt to steal my entire company and make me walk away with virtually nothing.
I'm the closest person that's giving up information. Okay?
Tim.
So when somebody thinking they're gonna be into a trap or some shit that you've been slick with, they knows, bro.
Mm-hmm. Anytime I'm trying to do a lawsuit to protect myself legally and try to get my company back, we know, bro. We know your slick tricks getting a lawyer. We know that.
So why are you telling everybody?
Your Uncle Tim told us.
So why'd you tell him?
Understand. You think that I've been recording you?
They're
They
all
got
going
other people that have been recording you, Ben.
They're all going to prison.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You in a fucked up situation. And you need to...
Listen to him. Yeah, I am in an effed up situation because of all of the conspiracy around this by these people that are close to me. Listen to how aggressive he is. Guys, I'm scared on this call because I'm trying to diffuse the situation because I'm literally scared for my life. I'm gonna take a lie detector test tomorrow. You guys are gonna see all this is true.
Start knowing that so you can act right and you can do what you need to do and move on to your family. And you need to start knowing that so you can act right.
Hold on,
and you
go
can...
a little bit further.
They got been recording you. They got other people that have been recording you, Ben. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You in a fucked up situation. And you need to start knowing that so you can act right and you can do what you need to do and move on to your family. You told me you want to move on to your family and start this channel, and you want to head up on being bit network, being a basic for a year, and all this stuff. Those dudes was willing to agree to them terms, and you went to think you had control and talking shit to them again.
And by that, he means getting a lawyer.
Right, but TJ wasn't willing to mediate. All I wanted to do today was mediate, try to come to a
No,
deal.
he wanted to mediate, but
Who's the mastermind? Who's the victim? Who's the victim here? Listen.
if somebody, I keep telling you, if somebody sees backdoor information.
Nah, I'm not gonna let you play victim, Ben. Like, you're in a bad situation, but you put yourself in that situation by the way that you structured your company, the way that you let all these cancerous employees be in here, having the affair against your wife, which is bad enough, but not only that, but being in a subordinate role and having an affair with someone who works under you. That in itself is bad, but doing them together is extra bad. Still communicating with the woman after the affair has taken place and you're trying to move forward. I'm not going to let you play victim. I think that this is a terrible situation. And you're definitely being coordinated against. But if anyone's the victim, it's your wife. I just can't allow bad decisions for you to be the victim. I think that these are consequences to the bad decisions that you made that put you in this place to where that you potentially could be extorted and certainly what appears to be coordinated against.
Information, Ben, that's right around you.
Uncle Tim.
And giving your game plan up. Listen to me right now. You keep strategizing, Ben. And that's what I'm saying. You keep going in the corner. And I keep telling you, the worst thing you can do is think you're the smartest person in the room and talk to yourself. Because now you got two crazy people talking. And I keep telling you that. These dudes ain't trying to hurt you. You're making it happen.
Listen, TJ and Justin, they're not trying to hurt you. You are forcing them to hurt you. You are forcing them to hurt you. Punishing me with the Lamborghini, sending Carlos to threaten me, extorting me, telling my wife he's going to kill me if I don't give him $3.2 million.
All that was possible. All that was possible though by you continually telling them your next plan. Like, you have to learn this lesson. Loose lips will sink ships. Quit telling them what you're about to do.
Happened.
I'm making them hurt me.
Why you don't want to be in business with them? Why you don't want to do the deal? I don't understand.
I do want to do the deal. I wanted to be the business. You heard TJ say keeping us together in the business was not an option. They keep me confused between each person I talk to in order to distort reality and make me paranoid and feel like I have nothing to go off of. The 48 Laws of Power, the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. Go look up these books, read these rules, and you will see everything they've done is a game plan based on these books.
Ben, you need to read these books as well and obey some of the laws of power. Never tell them your full plan. Never outshine the master. These are some laws of power. You're breaking these rules, which is putting you at a position of less power.
I do want to do the deal.
Of course.
Okay.
But TJ told me we can't make the deal
Let's have agreement right now. Let's have agreement right now.
This is key. What you're about to listen to is you're about to listen to Carlos beg me to audibly say on the phone call that he was recording that he did not extort me for the Lamborghini. Why would someone try so hard to get someone to say something like this if they did not actually do it? He wanted to use this as evidence if I ever brought this case to them, which is getting brought. Carlos is going to prison no matter what. There is no deal for Carlos. I offered Justin and TJ today a deal where they can walk away with nothing, except I'll let TJ keep his house, and I will let them both keep their Vimeo shares. They both resign and walk away, and they will not go to prison. This is their only option. Unfortunately, now the FBI is involved, so I could decline to meet with them and refuse to talk. But it's already in motion this week, guys.
Agreement right now. So you want to do the deal, right? You want to do the deal, right? And make everything go away. Answer my question.
Yeah. Make it go away.
Answer my question.
Make everything go away. Make all the stuff that we've created go away. Hidden network employees, open your eyes, open your ears, use your brain. Critical thinking skills here, guys. Step out of the cult mentality that you allowed TJ and Justin and Carlos and Nick Diamandi to build around you so that you're basically in a cult right now, guys. Hit network employees, you are basically in a cult right now. Everyone on the outside sees what's happening. Everyone that's watching this video can see what has been done. I've had countless lawyers, judges, law enforcement, people from the Georgia Department of Revenue reach out to me for my story I've been telling in the last few days because everyone can see the criminal activity here.
All right. So we ain't got to go. After this conversation right here that we talking right now, we don't have to worry about no more bullshit, no more back and forward, no more this dumb ass shit, and I'm going to make this happen. I want to hear it. I want to hear you say it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I want the deal. I mean, that's the whole reason I try to meet with you.
I want to say
I can't do the deal without.
I'm about to make it happen. I want you to say everything, and I'm about to make it happen.
I can't do the deal until I sit down with TJ. I told you yesterday, that's my hard line. And TJ said that probably next week or maybe the following week that we would be able to sit down and we would be able to mediate and have the deal. And that's what I'm operating on, which is what TJ told me on the call.
But Ben, I just listen to you.
No,
I want you to say right now what you want. I want you to say that you want to do a deal. I want to hear, and the rest of that bullshit you're talking about, it stops and it is not true. I want to hear that first, and then I'm going to get the deal done. I'm waiting.
Carlos, I have to talk to TJ. I have to talk to TJ one-on-one in person. And if that's your hard line, if you're saying that's not allowed or I'm not allowed to do that.
No. I want you to stop. I want you to say that you're going to stop with all the bullshit with me. And all that lies, allegations,
you're left out going forward. I won't ever say your name again.
All right, and I want you to say I never told you because I know it didn't happen, and then I'm gonna go ahead and handle my business and get the deal done. Say it, because I need that right now.
Listen, I want you guys to understand that this here is actually the key moment of the last 5 weeks. This is the moment, guys. In this moment, you will listen and you will hear my pause. During this pause, I'm thinking, Carlos has already threatened to kill me. He's already told me he's killed people before. He's told me he's hurt people before. He's beat entire gyms of people up with baseball bats. He's been shot. He's shot people. He's a gangster. He's telling me right now,
Again, why, as a leader of a company, why is this type of individual in your company? That's crazy.
I don't audibly say that I did not extort him, that I'm going to have severe consequences. And in this moment, I thought to myself, come hell or high water, Carlos, I'm not going to give you what you want. And the moment that I stopped negotiating with the terrorists, that's when I broke out of my psychological prison. That's when over the last 2 weeks, I've been able to win. I've been able to show everybody what's happening because Carlos, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you, Carlos. I'm not scared of you, TJ. I am not scared of you, Justin. I am not scared. I don't care what you have. It's irrelevant because I do not negotiate with terrorists. And you're all going to prison.
And I want you to say I never told you because I know it didn't happen. And then I'm gonna go ahead and handle my business and get the deal done. Say it. Because I need that right now. For me to help you. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of trying to help you, bro. I'm tired. Either you're gonna say the truth and I can move forward and I will get this done. Because I don't have time for it, Ben. Like it's nothing. I don't own another fucking thing around in that company. Let's just think about it.
Remember this, guys. Part of Carlos' strategy was pretend like he's not part of the company. I don't own anything there. Once I didn't give him what he wanted, Now he moves to, I don't have anything to do with the company. Let me tell you, TJ and Justin and Tim, Carlos is going to be the first one to roll on you. He's going to get the first knock at his door from the FBI agent.
Carlos, I'm going to tell you, and this is, if you have to go nuclear and you have to go do whatever you have to do, you have to go.
Carlos, if you think you have to kill me over the fact that I will not say this, do it.
But I understand. But what I'm telling you is that I will not commit to anything until I talk to TJ.
No.
So that's my hard line. If TJ and I can sit down on Friday, I can't do it tomorrow. I've already promised my family.
You can't. Listen, if you can't, I can't go do nothing for you if you can't tell me what I want to hear about my situation to you.
All right, bye. Goodbye, Carlos. All right, goodbye, Carlos. Carlos, do whatever you feel like you have to do. Thank you. All right.
If you have to kill me, Carlos, I'm right here. Come and get me. Everyone's gonna know it's you. Everyone knows you're involved. And I've got a list of all the people who you're involved with. And I have specific instructions for if something happens to me, for every single one of those people to be exposed. The producer, the leader of the gang, every one of them. I've got all the information. I do not want to get another person involved. This is on you, Carlos. You did this. You extorted me. You threatened me. You blackmail me. You created a psychological prison for me to live in. And TJ, it was all your call. You had him do this. How can anyone listen to these 2 phone calls from TJ? I don't know what's happening. I'm not in control. To Carlos, do what I say. I will make a deal for them. I work to make deals on behalf of TJ and Justin with you.
All right, so no one can create a psychological prison if you don't accept it. Like the 4 agreements, you don't have to accept none of that. Ben, I'm praying for you. Never ever accept anything like that ever again.
Guys, this is a criminal conspiracy. My uncle, Carlos, Justin Williams, TJ Shed, Timothy Shed, Allison Fiveash, Nicholas DeMondi, Aaron Curry. All 8 of these people are involved in a criminal conspiracy to overthrow me from my company. Why? Because they were jealous that Cassie made $50,000 a month because she brought a $1 million per month sponsorship to our channel that saved our company. There was no respect for her. There was no appreciation for her, regardless of my relationship with her.
And again, like you cannot put yourself in that situation. Like I have no sympathy for you there. You cannot, first of all, you can't be having an affair with your wife. I don't want to get into your business, but like especially being a subordinate to someone within your own company, that's double bad, compounded, and that was the only thing that they were able to, what seems clearly like they are organizing against you, would have never have been possible if you did not compound these bad things together upon one another. So my advice to you, Ben, loose lips sink ships. Don't put yourself in bad situations with your company moving forward, with the people you associate. Keep your private life private. Keep your home life at home. Keep your work at work. Do not poop where you eat. Take accountability. Take action. Do not ever agree to anything in your mind other than what is the most prosperous for you, for your mission on this earth. That's my advice for you, Ben.
Between the employees and her, it was nothing but hatred and jealousy. And every time I was not in the office, they were plotting on how to overthrow me. Allison is dug in so deep, there's no going back for her. Aaron, Same thing. I'm suing, that's the list, by the way, of people that I'm suing personally in court. I will not sue my own uncle personally in court. He will be included on the largest lawsuit that we're going to be dropping that's going to include all of those people and all of the companies. And it's going to be a whopper when it hits. The charge that we're going to give these people civilly, the criminal stuff is with the FBI. I don't have any control of what the FBI does criminally with these people. But civilly, the lawsuit and the word that's going to be attached to it that we're going to drop, these people are going to want to run as soon as this thing hits, because it is going to be hella dramatic. Because if you can't tell, this is a hella dramatic situation. I know a lot of people are tired of me talking about this. Guys, this is my only audience. This is my only way to connect and communicate with the Hit Network and employees. If you work at Hit Network and after you listen to this, you don't see what's happening, I don't have any help for you. The cult that you're in, everyone from the outside sees what's happened. I'm telling you guys, this is not a joke. They've been telling you for a month I'm in trouble. I haven't done anything. They have ran a criminal conspiracy to steal my company, and they're all involved, every one of them. If you're not on that list of people that I just named, it would be in your best interest not to show up to that building ever again until I take over. And then you may be allowed back, you may not be allowed back based on who you are and what you've done and what you've said. The fact is, guys, the only way for me to tell my truth and to explain to you what has happened to me and the drama and the hell that has occurred to me and my family and to Cassie is to show it and play it and talk about it. It's the only defense that I have against this. This is the only way I have to try to communicate to the Hit Network employees what has been done to them. And if you are a Hit Network employee and you've been complicit in this, then you need to get a lawyer. You need to get a lawyer if you've been complicit in this, because this is not going to be good for any person in that building that is involved. I can promise you that is not a threat. That's simply based on the civil lawsuits I'm bringing towards companies and individuals, and then the criminal charges that will be coming down the road as this is more and more and more exposed. Guys, that's a fraction of what I have. Once again, TJ and Justin, go look at the deal that I sent you. Look at what's happening. Reevaluate your situation, and you may be able to get out of this without going to prison. But I'll be honest with both of you. I don't care. I don't care if you take the deal or not. It means nothing to me. If you decide to take the deal and you reach out to my lawyers or you reach out to someone on my behalf and you want to work the deal, it's open to you. But I don't care. I'm going to enjoy seeing you both in prison. The only reason, and your dad, TJ, your dad's definitely going to prison if you are. That's for sure. Carlos is going to prison anyways. Carlos got no out here, guys. Carlos is going to prison. Like, you guys heard it. I've got the visual evidence. I have the audio evidence. But Justin and TJ, I want you guys to know that when Allie and your baby visit you in prison, Justin, when your wife...
See, that's, you cross the line there. You cannot threaten someone emotionally with their children. Like, I don't have any respect for that.
Wife and your baby, who will grow up, probably be 3 or 4 by the time you actually start doing your time. By the time these people visit you in prison, I want to sleep at night knowing that I extended one last olive branch to the people that made my life a living hell, and you tried to publicly humiliate me and destroy my entire family and everything that I built and steal from me. I still had grace and mercy at the end and offered you one last chance to not go to prison. This is your last warning. This is in motion. It's moving forward. Once I meet with the FBI next week, I cannot stop what is coming. And no, unlike what you did to me, this is not a psyop. This is real. How do you think I know that Rico is not a real FBI agent? And yes, guys, I know Rico is a charge. They claimed the agent's name was Rico. And I tell you guys what, you better research up on that RICO Act. Be blessed.
All right, that is pretty much it. The last things I'll say for BitBoy, or Ben Armstrong, excuse me, is like, I'm praying for you, truly, and your family, like especially in this day and age. There seems to be a coordinated effort to rip the leaders or the fathers, the husbands from the household, and I'm praying for you and your family, truly. I think that it's a testament to your wife. She had every right to not stand by your side. No one would have blamed her, and she did, and that is at least something. So I would focus on that. Stop taking things so personally. Like, I can tell that this is very, very personal at this point. And I understand, out of all of it, it looks like Carlos is perhaps, at least from Ben's perspective, what I'm receiving from the phone calls, the most cancerous of them all. Loose lips sinks ships. Stop taking things personally. Keep business business and personal. Focus on your family. Focus on your business. Don't let them know your next move. Truly, I'm praying for you. I don't have a dog in this horse, but I do want people's families to work out and succeed. But for me, that is it for this time. Like and subscribe. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless. I'm out.